Hey guys, this is HellHades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So I'm going to introduce you to one of my kind of Hades coaching sessions. Did this live on Twitch last night, basically helping somebody through building their Clanboss team for Ultra Nightmare. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment below if you'd like to see more content like this, or come and join me on Twitch tonight. I'm going to be doing a similar type of things, either account takeovers, coaching, or sort of general showcase of my account. So come and join me on Twitch. I'll leave the link below. I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway tonight for an account takeover on Twitch for anyone who is a subscriber to Twitch is going to be put in the mix. So come and join me tonight. I'll put a link below. Enjoy the video, guys. Let's get going. So I guess Zem, I guess introduce yourself, how long you've been playing the game, and what you're trying to get out of this next sort of 45 minutes to an hour, mate.
Thanks, HellHades. So I've been playing the game since about October, so I just missed the fusion for the pumpkin head guy.
Yeah.
And I've been not free to play, so definitely spent some money on the game. And I'm about halfway okay with the dungeons, but really been neglecting the clan boss. So clan boss, and also just wondering if there's any hidden gems in my characters that I can maybe bring up that I've been neglecting.
Okay. Well, should we start just to have a bit of a nosy around the account, just so I get my bearings on where you're up to. So you've been playing for what? So that must be about 6 months? About 6 months?
Yep, about 6 months.
So you're on to the same sort of stage that everyone else will be at now in terms of the daily logins. And just have a look at the Great Hall. So what's your kind of priority at the moment on your Great Hall?
So I brought up most of my accuracy, and I decided to kind of switch and bring up my defense a little more, and then go back to.
Okay. So Great Hall is looking pretty good, I think. I think you got accuracy to a good place. Yeah, I'd absolutely say get your defense up to 6s. Maybe after that, even get your HP up to sort of 4s and 5s, and then crit damage up to 5s and 6s before you go back to accuracy. Because you've already got actually a good balance here, a good base.
All right, good.
And
glad I'm on the right track there.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like you're in a really solid place. And most people, because accuracy is the better stat, most people will go from 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 right across the board. I personally don't think that's the best way to do it. I think once you've got to 7, basically everyone's got a good 50 accuracy from anything in your account. I think then start to spread some of that love into different areas, because it's much quicker to get those wins. You know, getting yourself another level 8, level 9, level 10 is a lot of grind in the arena, whereas pushing stuff up from sort of 3 to 6, you can actually probably do that in a few days. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So that looks good. And what's your progress like then in dungeons? Are you farming level 20 everywhere?
No. So Spider 20's on farm at about 1:30 once I got Tyrant. And Dragon's about 3.5 minutes. And Ice Golem's about 5 minutes. And I have not been able to consistently beat Fire Knight 20, even though I do have my Arbiter, but that was about 50% success rate.
Okay. So your Spider you're comfortable with, your Dragon you're pretty comfortable with. So if you're looking for any type of speed improvement, it would probably be for Fire Knights, you think? For dungeons?
Oh, yeah.
Or consistency more than speed, I guess.
Knocked down.
Yeah. So I'm just having a quick look at your slightly interesting build here. I'd just be quite keen to see how this runs on your Spider. Because you don't have a direct turn meter reducer, do you? Your only turn meter reduction is in Tyrell.
Yep, the idea is just burn them fast.
Yeah. And then I guess Septimus is just laying in some damage. So do you pretty consistently do this, under 1:30, yeah?
Yep.
Have you tried subbing out Septimus here for someone else that does turn meter reduction? Like a Cold Heart?
I have a Cold Heart. I haven't tried subbing him out mainly because my crit damage is higher on my Septimus, I believe.
Right, okay. Actually does 1,000,000 damage, yeah, it's nice. Yeah, cool. Good build. Okay. So if anything, then we'd like some sort of improvement on your Fire Knight team. And you say, so you can run Fire Knights, but it's quite slow and just inconsistent, yeah?
Yeah, and the team I have in there right now is not what I normally do. I was experimenting with some stuff.
Okay. Who would be your kind of best team for this?
I can't remember what I
Not
did
sure.
for Arbiter, but it was hacked to.
Right, okay. Okay, we can have a look at that. But predominantly you'd like to improve your Clanboss situation, yeah?
Absolutely.
And what sort of damage, what are we on here? Nightmare? Oh, here we go. Lord
I did an Ultra Nightmare more run this morning at 14 million.
A Nightmare run, do you mean?
Did I do Nightmare? I thought I did Ultra, but...
Nightmare at 13.75 we got here.
Alright.
Okay. Okay, so let's have a look at that team then. I guess firstly, let's just have a look generally at your champs. So anyone in the vault that we should be looking at as well. Is your Lysandra quite a new champ? Quite a new pickup?
Yes, and I accidentally 6-starred the wrong one, so that's why I have 2 at 6-star. I fully booked one of them and then 6-starred the other.
Oh, no. Oh, that's pretty brutal. Evening, Liam. How you doing, mate? Yeah. So what have we got in here then? Got a couple of Killians. Actually, been unlucky with some of these dupes, which aren't that great, are they?
No, I've been pretty unlucky, I feel, with my legendaries. I haven't had really a top 5. I don't.
You've got a lot of good You've got a lot of legendaries, but they're I don't know. I mean, you got Razan already built. Trutrax is brilliant, but for arena. And the rest of them probably quite mid-tier. Trunda's actually amazing for arena as well. I guess you don't need someone else to do what your Tyrant's doing for spiders, but your Trunda would be brilliant for your arena team.
One option I have is I just pulled another Maneater, and I watched a video from, I think, Stu Gaming where he did double Maneater and then 3 other champs. Is that a potential better option than my current?
I guess it's probably an easier build. I don't know if it's better. I personally don't love the idea of the unkillable teams. I think you've got champions here to have a really good Clanboss team doing high damage. So if I was to look at your lineup, I would run if I was just ignoring where they are in terms of like Ascension and stuff, I would run Jareg, Razin, Skullcrusher. So decrease attack, decrease defense and weaken, counter attack. I probably would run Tyrant and Occult Brawler. You kind of got poison, decrease attack, decrease defense. Decrease defense and weaken, decrease attack, counter, and then Tyrant just brings this kind of just passive decreased damage. If you didn't run Tyrant, I would run Septimus instead, but you've got really good champions here to get a high level team going. But the main thing is once you've got them in the right place is to speed tune them up.
So I did the speed tune on my Skullcrusher, and I have that one I feel in a good place. You can let me know. The others I haven't had a chance yet to bring up to Ultra Night.
So you speed tuned your Skullcrusher for Ultra Nightmare, have you?
Well, I feel like I got the champs for it if I just gear them right.
Yeah. So your Skullcrusher's a little bit fast at 196. You basically want to get him to as close to 191 as you can. And then you want everyone else to be either over 191 or over Skull Crusher's speed, or you want to subtract 20 and be over Skull Crusher's speed. So they either go, you want your Skull Crusher at 191, ideally, if Ultra Nightmare's going to be where you're going to go. But he's a little bit quick. You could do something as simple as just put him in 1 star less speed boots, and that would completely fix him in terms of speed. He's actually got very good defense level, very good HP level. Everything else about his build's really good. If he was just 5 speed slower. So we could actually fix that really quick. We could just put some lifesteal speed boots on him, which are what he doesn't need. He doesn't need this accuracy. All he's benefiting from there is a little bit of defense. Nothing else in that setup is actually helping him. So I'd rather take HP at this level because you've got really high defense already. Or this crit rate would be nice. 70, 85, that would take him to 100% crit rate, which would be nice as well. So yeah, I'd probably put these on for the crit rate. So we can swap. I'll just swap them in. All you'd need to do is just level them up to max stars. And then this build, all of a sudden, looks very nice. And he's at exactly the right speed.
Awesome.
Masteries look good. So, because what it does is it makes everything else much easier. If you get your counter attacker to the right speed, everything else becomes tons easier. Tyrant only uses A2 when Clanboss is above 70% health. Really? Didn't know that actually. Thanks, Lex. I know that he's still a good champion though, right? Who's are you running Tyrant? I don't remember. You're not running Tyrant at the moment, are you? Zem in your Clanboss setup?
No, I haven't been.
Yeah, because he's actually insanely good for Clanboss. But I think he's probably, by the sounds of it, you have to manual with him. Main thing is he brings ally protection and increased defense. So what you actually want from your team is a good balance of, if you're running Skull Crusher with a ally protection, you want a second ally protector. So if your Skull Crusher does his ally protection, he takes all of that damage on that first hit when he does his counter attack. What happens then is the next big hit, he'll take all of that damage again, but he's not unkillable anymore. So what you'll tend to find is Skull Crushers will die too early if they don't have somebody else coming in and kind of removing his ally protection and replacing it with their own. So if you can put I still think Tyrant's probably one of your better options here. So if you have
Doesn't Jarek have ally protection?
Jarek can do it. So firstly, you'd have to book him up. If you were to put him in, he'd have to be booked on his A1. Otherwise, he's just a bit inconsistent at landing this debuff, which would worry me with the setup. But he does have it, but he has it on a 4-turn cooldown when booked. So you'd have to have him running much faster than the rest of your team, because you want him to go 4 turns for every 3 turns the Clanboss goes. Because you want him to always take the ally protection off the Skull Crusher at the same time. That makes sense?
Yep, that makes sense.
So you have to.
Tyrant's a better option.
Yeah, so Tyrant becomes a better option. In which case, if you've already got a booked up Tyrell, you can keep Tyrell in the mix. So at that stage, you'd go Tyrell, Razin, Skull Crusher, Occult Brawler, and Tyrant. And Tyrant becomes the person that replaces the ally protection. You'll find actually, as long as they're all in lifesteal gear, you'll last a long time with that anyway. So let me just have a look at a couple of the other builds. So if you level up these boots on Skull Crusher, his speed will be right, and then his setup is actually really good. All in lifesteal gear, so that all works. So let's have a look at a decrease attacker. Just missing a piece here. So he's at 164 speed, so he needs to be over 171 to stay in tune with Skull Crusher. So he can either be 172 to 189 speed, or he can be 192 to 209 speed to deal with Nightmare Clanboss. I would suggest you stick yourself to 172 to 189 because it allows you to build more damage into the stats. Also gives you an opportunity to potentially get out of using speed all the way in terms of boots. So if you had, for instance, a really good roll on some defense boots where you roll a substat of speed, you've got some here with 4 speed on, but it takes a bit of a rebuild because you'd have to build more speed into all of his gear. But you could actually put defense boots on him with a speed roll and then get speed substats into other parts of his gear. But it feels like we've got a wider problem here because you're actually running an accuracy banner, which you probably wouldn't really want to be doing. I'll take it because you don't. Sorry, an accuracy chest. You're running an accuracy chest, but you really want an accuracy banner. Let's just see if
Yeah, I
you've got
didn't
one.
update him after I knocked out Spider 20, so I'm sure I have a accuracy chest banner.
Yeah. So you've got one here on your Arbiter, which would be insanely good for him. You've got another one here, which is actually just as good, to be fair. So, yeah, you'd probably put this one on him. Do you want me to just swap it in while we're doing it?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, so that would be better for him there. Again, you roll it up, you get your extra accuracy from the banner instead of from the chest. Unless you crack over 3,500 defense, you want to be going defense on the amulet. So that's the type of numbers that we're talking about. If you go over 3,500, then you start to move into damage. But if you don't hit 3,500 defense, there's no point moving on.
Okay.
So, and then you'd want defense here, which is fine. Yeah, so that's good. And then because you've now got, so you've got an additional 9 speed here. I'm pretty certain with your build, so you'd need to go for a defense chest. Ideally with a speed substat on it. So you could pull in either, yeah, maybe you'd go with this one. Would do decent HP roll on it as well. And then you just want to get yourself a speed shield in to come in there. So defense, speed is a good setup. And already we're up sort of 3.5k now, see this? So we're starting to get to those kind of numbers that we want.
That was fast.
And then you just want to go for a shield with some speed on the substat. That's a really good shield. And this starts to get us towards our kind of full build. So 173, so we're the right speed, 3.9k defense. Accuracy's about right for Nightmare. It's actually a little bit low for Ultra Nightmare. But then you'd roll up this banner to get your extra accuracy, which will take us about where we need to be. So all of a sudden, the build starts to take some shape. Yeah?
All right.
And I guess, what you can do is start to push more stats into things like crit rate once you start playing around with the builds. But the fundamentals are get the defense to the right place, get the speed to the right place, get the accuracy to the right place. After that, worry about getting some damage.
Okay.
Okay, so Tyrell is looking better. Just need to roll up a couple of those items. Crit damage amulet should be replaced. Yeah, it probably should come out Zerglin, but saying that, we've already got ourselves now to 3.9k defense, so it's not the end of the world to leave that in. So that's the Tyrell build. Let's have a quick look at the Razin build. The Razin's boots need rolling up anyway, but he's already at that sort of speed. So this is a really good example, right, of he's in speed boots. He can definitely switch out to defense boots. We've got a really good roll of speed on his banner. His accuracy is not bad. So we must have good speed rolls running through his gear. Really good, actually. So we're missing a speed roll here. Just bear that in mind. We've got a speed roll here. So what I would do is I would filter boots for a defense primary. And I'd filter speed as a substat. And I'd just look to see where can I make those gains. So we've got a 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed set of boots. 12 speed set in a speed which only lose a 7 overall speed. See this?
Yeah.
But we gain a big chunk of defense. As soon as you start gaining chunks of defense, you can start to throw more stats elsewhere. So I would take those. Is Sinesha built for anything in particular? Can we move some gear around? Yeah, so we can throw those boots onto him, and then we just want to find ourselves a lifesteal, ideally a lifesteal crit rate, or might lose too much speed if we swap the chest. So we're looking for some crit rate gloves in lifesteal, ideally. So we've got a few pieces here. Ideally one with some speed on it if we've got one. We've got one here. Here, but it's a 4-star, so we'd probably take this one. What I would do if I was doing a full takeover right now is I'd just be rolling these bits up to 8 and seeing if we land some speed. And it's all about getting the speed to the right place. So once you get the speed to the right place, you can then start throwing in more stats. Or moving stats where you want it.
All right.
But on items like this, where you only get 2 chances to roll speed, you do that roll first, because then you can start compensating elsewhere. So we took 1 roll of speed there. That's quite nice. So again, I'll leave you to roll those up to full, but we put those on him, and then we see what we need to do. So we've got ourselves up to 4k defense, 169 speed, good crit rate. That will be much higher when you roll those gloves up, and we're a little bit short of accuracy. So all we need to do now is just look for a little bit more speed, and you can do that either by glyphing. So all we actually need is 3 more speed to be at the right speed for this Razin build. So you could do that with glyphs, or you could just look for an item where there's a chance just to gain a little bit more speed by finding something different. In this instance, if you've got glyphs, I would suggest glyphing them up. But again, well, it's up to you really. I can either do that here and now, or I can leave that for you to have a look at.
You can check and see. I don't think I have very many glyphs. I haven't really touched Faction Wars very much.
Yeah, so what have we got here? So I would probably glyph these boots, because these boots are really good. You've got a 4 speed glyph here. If I throw this on, you happy with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So hopefully we roll 3 at least. So we've got 2. So we just need to use 1 more of those 1 speed glyphs. And we can just throw it on the chest here. And then what that's got him to is 172. Which what will happen is he will miss the first attack on Ultra Nightmare. But then at 172, he'll then fall in sync with your Skull Crusher straight after that. So we get his first counter attack off, miss the first actual attack, get his first counter attack off, and then from there he'll just be completely in sync with your Skull Crusher's abilities. So all of a sudden here you've got a 172 speed, good defense. It will be a really good crit rate and good crit damage. So this Razin will do a lot of damage now. You just want to probably glyph up his accuracy a bit more. Ideally, you want to get his accuracy up to about 220 if possible.
All right, 220.
Yeah. So speed is right. Roll up the couple of bits that are not finished off, mainly those gloves, and then try and just glyph up a little bit more accuracy, and then he will be in a really good place. Just to say, guys, Lord, thank you for the sub, man, and Talakar, thank you for the sub as well. Appreciate that. So that's a good build on Razin. Tayro's in a good place. Skull Crusher's in a good place. That's your kind of 3 main debuffs there. Let's have a look at your Occult Brawler. So Occult Brawler doesn't have lifesteal gear on him. Is he built for Clanboss? Maybe you've got a couple of gaps in gear by the looks of it.
Yeah, he definitely has gaps in gear. I haven't built him up very well.
So we basically want to take the same fundamentals. So you want to get his accuracy up to a level where he's going to land his abilities. That's the main thing. After that, because his base defense is so low, look at his base defense on this guy. Chat, look at the base defense on a Occult Brawler. This is why he's a difficult champion to use, right? Having a team with things like ally protection is really good for an occult brawler, because he's a very difficult champion to build. Once you built him though, he does a ton of damage, so he's a really good champion. The reason why Frozen Banshee is actually potentially better is because she's much easier to build her defense up on, because she's got a better base defense than this guy. But what you basically need to do, Zem, is put defense rings, defense amulets on anyone that's got such a bad base defense, because your jewelry items give flat stats, so irrelevant as to where their base level is, everyone gets the same flat benefit from jewelry. Whereas if you're thinking about something like a chest, percentage items scale up much better if they've got a better base, yeah?
That makes sense, yep.
Yeah, so you want to be putting on him as high a star rating defense piece as you've got. So this one here, this 6-star ring, is tons better. It's actually a really good ring. Tons better than what you've got on him right now. This 158 defense that you'll gain from just a level 8 versus level 13 will keep you alive a lot longer into the fight.
Realistically, where can I get a cop brawler up to in defense?
So I'd be trying to push to get him to at least 3k. So if we equip this one, firstly, it's only a level 8 right now. It's got another 140 defense that you can roll from it. If you roll that one up to full, you then get an amulet to do the same thing. So if we filter amulets on defense, there's 2 out there. One's already being used by your Skull Crusher. But we've got a 6-star one here. If you had a choice between who should get the 6-star, it should be Occult Brawler. The reason being, this rolls flat. It will always roll flat stat. So for jewelry, you have to put the flat stat with the higher star rating. Not for jewelry. For jewelry, you put the higher flat stat on the guy that's got the worst base defense, because each star gives you an extra level of defense. So in this instance, not in the bin. So you've got 2 pieces here that you can roll up. All of a sudden, you're going to get another 400 defense onto this guy once they're both rolled. And then you're already at 2.4k. The other secret with a weak defense champion like this guy is you need as high a star rating on your shield as you can get, because a shield also gives you flat stats. Yeah, as its main.
So will lifesteal be of much use on an occult brawler? Will he hit it not hard enough to get much benefit off?
You're always reliant on him using his mastery. So War Master will always top you off to 100% HP if you land it. So the fact is, with having a counter-attack team like you've got a really good chance of constantly hitting that War Master twice, or 1 in 2 times. So you have 1 chance when you actually attack, you have another chance when you counter-attack. It's also why you speed tune, because everybody gets their 2 attacks. Yeah, every time they get 2 attacks every single time. And as long as they're doing that, they should top up their health. You're unlucky if you don't, basically. So you're relying a little bit on RNG. But he's also got a little bit of an inbuilt heal himself. So yeah, I would definitely do lifesteal on him, like 100% of the time.
All right.
Unless you've got some sort of heal in your team. But what I would do is probably have 1 defense-based item like this, and then 1 probably HP, because his HP will scale much better. But you still need defense on him. So I'd probably try and get an HP percentage chest. Something like this would be really good. HP percentage chest with some defense built into it. Yeah?
Yeah.
So you can have that. We just want to find some speed boots for him to make sure he's running quick enough. Have you got any in that set? No, so these don't have to come off. This would be nice if you had enough speed to use it, but you don't. So we go speed boots, and we need to start building in enough accuracy into his build. So again, you've got a banner you can roll up here. but we need to get speed boots on him. With some accuracy, these are great actually. See these? With some defense, it's all falling into place. We've got a defense. This is a really good set of gloves, but I don't know if we've got a match for it. So let's see what we've got in other items. So for now, let's have a look at what we're doing on speed. 172, so we're in an okay place with speed. We probably just want to be getting some defensive kind of stats now and accuracy. So accuracy is probably the main thing we want to build up. Do you have anything in that set? This is nice. This is probably even better. Actually, so both of those, all of those are quite nice pieces actually. I think we'd probably take this with the extra defense, accuracy, and it completes the speed set. 6-star piece as well, so when you roll it up, you get a lot more of that base defense like we were talking about. And then you just need to find 2 lifesteal pieces to match the set we've got.
So I might have missed it, but my question is that my Skull Crusher is at 196 or 198, but the other characters, we're putting them at about 172, 173. Do I need to lower the speed of my Skull?
No, so what happens is Skull Crusher will be the only person who goes before the clan boss on the first hit. After that, everyone will be given counterattack at that point. So everyone counterattacks when the clan boss goes. And then from that point on, everybody falls back in line with your Skull Crusher.
And that'll work with Ultra Nightmare.
Ultra Nightmare, yeah. And what it means is you can actually run Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, potentially. So, and I don't fully understand why that works, but it 100% does work. So what you tend to need to do is to manual, with your team, will you even need to? You probably don't need to at all, actually. You won't need to manual at all. You'll be able to hit auto right from the start, and everything will just fall into line. As long as you've got everybody running between 172. So if you imagine Skull Crusher's at 191, if you take 20 speed off of him in your head, everybody's got to be faster than him, but less than 189 speed. Zhawk, you only do if you're trying to do a cleanse build. We don't have a cleanse champion in this setup. Circuit, thank you for the sub, mate. Is that made sense to you?
Yeah, when you said the reason why is because of the cleanser, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so this will 100% just fall into line and work. So what we need to do is just make sure that we've got enough accuracy coming into the rest of the build here, which looks like we've got a 21 here, which is pretty good. Nescafe, thank you for the sub, mate. And then we've got one more here. Let me just see if I've got equipped on as well. No, so we can steal this, not that. We can steal this. So we've gone into full lifesteal set. We are at 176 speed, which works. We've got 2.4k or so defense, but we've got another loaded defense to roll up yet. So we will be down much closer to 3k once they're rolled. Accuracy will be fine once the banner's rolled. So that build is now really solid once you roll those pieces up.
All right.
Okay.
And it's just Tyrant, right?
Just Tyrant, yeah. And then Tyrant, you basically need to follow the same path. Now, you're using Tyrant for your Spider. I don't think we should mess anything up there. Do you have an accuracy banner? Yeah. So ideally we find one with speed on it. See, we're following the same sort of path here. We're saying, can we get an accuracy banner? Yes, we can. Ideally, we've got one with speed on it as well. And we've got actually a brilliant one here. A 6-star with double roll speed. It's fantastic. We put that in its place. As soon as we've done that, we've then got the opportunity to remove the banner. Sorry, not the banner. The chest with accuracy on it. Because ideally, we don't have a chest with accuracy on it because you can get some really good defensive stats from the chest.
Got it.
Yeah. And then so I always do the jewelry items first. So with any champion for Clanboss, I tend to say I want accuracy here if they've got a debuff to land. I want defense here with accuracy on it. The defense is always my preference on a jewelry item. And then ideally we find one with accuracy. But this piece will always be better than what he's wearing right now, because defense scale is much better than HP. So this 1800 HP is worth nothing like the amount of defense we're going to roll. So we'll swap that over. Hey, great Joey, how you doing? Welcome. We're just doing an account consultation basically for Zem. And then we would have, again, a defense ring ideally. So we're going to the filter, find a ring with main stat defense. And then ideally you find a defense ring with defense percentage as a sub. Or even better, one like this, which can land multiple rolls in HP or defense. So what I would do here is I would just try and roll it up to level 8 and see if I land a couple of rolls in these better stats. What I don't want to see is an attack roll, because attack does nothing for this champion at all. It rolled defense once, brilliant. If it rolls defense twice or HP, we will equip it, and again I'll leave you to roll it up to max in your own time. We roll flat HP, it's still probably going to be better than anything else you've got right now, so that one can go on. And then all of these jewelry items are now better suited to him. And then what we need to do is get him back into lifesteal set. So got the right sort of mastery set up, yeah. So, and it's just following the same things we've just done really. So it's making sure we've got a defense chest coming in. So a lifesteal one ideally. If not, then we go for something like a speed set. Just looking for good substats on it. So although this is a 40% chest, it's actually got a 10 roll of speed, which might help us to, again, go for some different types of boots. So that's an option. It's probably a good option, I think. Because again, we want to be pushing our defense right up to at least 3.5k.
I don't use Gorgorab.
Okay, so let's see again if we can find some boots with a substat of speed on them in either lifesteal or these are HP ones. We want preferably defense ones. So we've got these here with a sub roll of 16. Yeah. These will be insane. These boots here will roll up to 60% increased defense. For Clanboss, that's mental, like so strong. So all of a sudden you're going to have high defense here. You're already at 3.5k. This is going to make you closer to 4k. So now again we can go into crit rate on the gloves, so make him hit harder. Yeah?
Yeah.
So you push his defense up, you get his speed to the right place, and then you basically use crit to push your damage. And that's how you move from like a 4-key Clanboss team to a 3-key, basically, at Ultra Nightmare level. So I'm just answering a couple of questions. So a couple of people are asking questions in chat. So what we said here, Kuman, you had speed on that unrolled lifesteal. Okay, mate, I didn't see that actually. Ghost TV, if you're making faster than Skull Crusher, will it still work in Clanboss? Yes, this is a Clanboss build that I'm doing now, Ghost. So I want him to be faster than Skull Crusher, but slower than 189 speed. Yeah? What set would you use on Tyrant? I'm going to be changing them into lifesteal set now, guys. So we've got 2 speed pieces. These other 4 need to change to lifesteal. We want crit rate on the gloves. Ideally, we've got some here. They're 4-star, which is not ideal, but it's not terrible either. Although we do have these nice ones here. So maybe, although we've already changed this, I'm probably going to change it back again because these are actually insane. So I think we'll go with lifesteal chest. And I do find I do this a fair amount. When I'm actually doing a takeover, I put pieces of gear on, and then I realise I should have put something else on them. So this one here, as who's that who rightly said that? Yeah, Kuman actually said we've got some speed on this one. So this chest here, again, once it's rolled up, will be brilliant for him. We've got brilliant crit rate gloves here with more defense on them. So you've got 2 pieces to roll up, and then we just need to find 3 more life steal pieces up the top. What's quite difficult to see, because these aren't all rolled, you might get 2 rolls of accuracy here. We know we've got another, 50 odd accuracy in this piece. So we actually don't have a problem with accuracy at all. Just see what we've already got into these. 31, 23. I need to replace probably a little bit of accuracy, but not a lot. So we just go with these top 3 items, and then we say, right, can we get a substat of, how much speed have we got here? 6, and a set bonus. So we don't even need a lot more speed. We need 1 piece with speed on it. Ideally not taking it off of somebody that we've already just geared up. We've got speed, crit rate, and accuracy. That's pretty much everything we want in an item for this type of build. So we can steal from her. Then we just need helm and weapon. And the helm and weapon, so we've already now got plenty of speed. Don't need any more speed here. We're just going to want to get, we actually want at this stage probably a little bit of accuracy and ideally a bit of crit damage now, because we've built our crit rate up high. We want to do some damage with that crit rate. So this could work. And we've got some here as well, so that's all good. So you've got yourself a kind of steady build. There'll be more stats that will be gained as we go, rolling those up. Even if you went out like this, apart from his accuracy, he's already a good build. You see how he's kind of dramatically kind of just changed from doing some kind of clear steps to get into that sort of speed.
Absolutely. That's why I did this.
Yeah. So what goes through my head is, how much speed can I realistically get into this build? And then once I've got the speed to the level that I think can be good, how can I push his damage and his accuracy? So I just follow the same steps, and I think once you've got it into your head how that would work, generally it's a kind of proven technique to get to this sort of level of build. But this build, once you roll all this stuff up, this is as good as you will need for Ultra Nightmare at any point. Once all of these pieces are rolled, that team is at least a 25 million Clanboss team, Ultra Nightmare at least.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's a shame we can't just roll it all up and try it, but it's gonna probably cost more than the silver you've got right now. And the builds won't work until these pieces are rolled properly, because mainly because your accuracy is too low to land your debuffs. But that's going to be your Clanboss team, man. That feels like that's going to be really, really solid. Just wondering if
that's fantastic. That answers a lot of my questions with Clanboss.
So I think, yeah.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome.